Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here's 4 things that good Pokemon card investors don't do. We so much often talk about, different sets to invest in, different cards to invest in. You see so many YouTube videos, and I do them as well, of course, but 10 cards that are going to boom, 5 sets that are going to take off, invest in these 3 sets, do these 5 habits, that we don't actually look at what good investors don't do. And that's what this video is about. Before we jump into it though, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is the Shiny app. The gentleman working on this has been working tirelessly at it for a long time. The app is really clean and smooth. You can add your whole collection in there, both singles and sealed. There's other TCGs as well as Pokemon. Gives you a really cool 360 look around the card. You can add in whether it's graded, whether it's from CGC or Beckett or PSA and what grade it is. Obviously, it'll track your collection. You can enter what price you purchase it for and what the current market value is, of course, for both singles and sealed. It's great for Pokemon card investors because it really allows you to track your collection and ultimately your investment and hopefully make some money off it. So I'll leave a link to download it in the description of the video. Anyway, on to today's topic. 4 things good investors don't do. And starting with number 1, and this might sound blatantly obvious and also a bit of a shame, but that is they don't open packs. Now, there's a huge distinction and difference between someone that opens packs for a collection and invests. Because seriously, if you're literally just investing in Pokemon cards, you would not open any packs. It's like going on the pokies or sports betting. Yes, you can get lucky from time to time, we all do. But ultimately, the more you spend when you gamble, the more you lose. And when it comes to Pokemon cards, realistically, the more packs you open, the more you're going to lose out. And that sounds like a real shame. And it makes Pokemon card investing sound super lame and super boring, that you just buy a bunch of sealed products, sit it on the shelf and wait for it to appreciate over time. Or, buy certain singles and buy them at the right time and hope that, the set quickly goes out of rotation and the singles shoot up in price, like we saw with, a lot of Sun and Moon Sword and Shield singles. But please don't get it confused with the collecting side of it. Collecting and opening Pokemon cards is what the hobby was made for. It's not made for literally stacking, boxes on a shelf, which is a shame, but there's a small portion of us, and me included, that do that. And it's nice to lock away a piece of history. There's also a niceness to that. So don't hate on Pokemon card investors for locking away a sealed product. It's not unavailable. Anyone can go buy it and open it. We're not stealing it away from others to open. But it is nice to lock away a piece of history because it allows what happens in the future to, I suppose, be a reflection of what's happened in the past. Like, how cool is it to open, base set and fossil and jungle now? It's like a piece of history has been locked away. So we help in that regards. But as I was saying, don't let it take away from the collecting side of it. That is what the hobby's made to do. However, if we're literally just putting our investing lens on, the whole idea behind investing is to make money. And generally, if you open packs, you're not going to make money. And shout out to someone like Danny Phantom. He runs some really good videos on this. Like, he'll do a booster box price. For argument's sake, let's take just Temporal Forces, for example. He'll go, well, a booster box is going to cost you $105 US. However, on average, based on him opening 700 packs or whatever number of packs he opens to get a data set, he'll go, the average booster box value from the total singles that you pull and the average pull rates from each card is $42. Now, I'm not saying these are exact stats. I'm just plugging numbers out of the air. But you get the point. The more booster boxes you open, the less value you're going to make overall. And look, there is a fun factor to opening a booster box, which, again, is the collecting and fun side of it. So number 1, just to hammer the point home, is what good investors don't do is open packs to chase cards. They'll keep the boxes sealed and just buy the cards they want for their collection. Now, if you want to have fun and open, by all means do it. That's what the hobby is designed for. Number 2, though, they don't waste time on silly products like collection boxes. Now, that's not to say that these things won't go up in value. They do. But if you're solely looking at it from the best investment point of view, it is really booster boxes. Booster boxes are the easiest to sell in the future, and B, for the most part, yes, there's outliers, but for the most part, booster boxes have the best return on investment. So those two things put into line with each other clearly just make a good investment. You're getting the best product for the easiest chance of selling it in the future. If you look at total sales of booster boxes versus total sales of, out there different collection boxes, booster boxes are going to sell 10 times over compared to those different or rare or, unique collection boxes. So one thing that I guess really, really good investors do is, again, there's outliers, like there's good products to buy, but what really good investors do is really just hone in and focus on what they know is going to be successful. And in this case, when it really comes down to sealed product, it's booster boxes that are going to be the most successful. Wasting your time buying theme decks or collection boxes and seeing them stacked up, it's just, good investors don't do that. And again, I'm not saying they won't go up in value, because there are some good collection boxes. Personally, I've bought some, and if it's way, way too good to be true, like some of the Crown Zenith collection boxes with, the premium figure collections with 11 booster packs inside them, I think Kmart here in Australia, we're doing them for like 29 Australian dollars. Works out to be like $2.70 Australian a booster pack, which works out to be like $1.90 a booster pack in the US. If it's too good to be true, even if it's just for the pack value, sometimes it's just good to buy. I'm not saying don't do it overall, but if you're solely focusing on the best possible investment, it is just going in on booster boxes and not wasting your time, energy, and money, particularly when it comes to sell it, on silly collection boxes. Number 3, they don't pay overs. Now, that's a term that we coin a lot in the car industry, paying overs for something. Sometimes we'll pay overs for a trade-in to get a deal done. Sometimes we'll do something over where it should be or over where the market suggests it should be just to get a deal happening. And you can do that in the Pokemon card world, but good investors won't do that. And what I mean by that, or give you an example of that, is, a lot of people will buy into FOMO and they'll pay overs for something just to jump on the train to have it. A good investor will always, I guess, time the market and make sure they're buying something at a good value or at good value. Now, that doesn't just always mean, we should have just bought everything at launch, and we should have always just pre-ordered everything. It just means not paying overs for the market. Like, of course, if we take, for example, a Lost Origin booster box, in America, I'm sure when it first came out, you might have been able to pick one up for $90 to $100 US. Then, now, fast forward, how long has that set been out? 2.5 years now, probably. Now, you're probably going to have to pay, $210 US for that booster box. But if you're going out and jumping into FOMO and paying $230 to get yourself a booster box because you've heard it's about to uptick in price, you're paying overs for it. However, if you can get it at $190 or $195, you're paying unders for it. So a good investor will still do that if they feel it's a good investment. Like some of my best investments so far, or the things that have performed best for me over the last 3 or 4 years, is when I picked up some of the Sun and Moon sets, and I didn't get them at retail, but I also didn't pay overs for them. I paid more than a retail price for them, but compared to where the market was at the time, I still got them for a really, really good price. So that's what a good investor won't do. They won't buy into the FOMO and just pay overs for something for the sake of getting it. Number 4. One thing, or the final thing I'm going to say that good Pokemon card investors don't do, is they don't stress about reprints, and they don't stress about monthly or weekly or fortnightly price fluctuations. If they've got their eyes set on a prize with what they feel is a good investment, they won't waste their time going, oh man, that booster box has just dropped 5% this month. I saw Paldea Evolve rise up to 150 and it's back to 144. Man, what's happening there? Do I need to jump out of it? Is there a traction in it? Is there a reprint coming? Is there something I don't know about? A good investor doesn't even worry about that, because it's not about short term. When it comes to Pokemon card investing, particularly sealed, it's not about short term. If you're on the singles train, man, singles are more about timing the market. They don't have the same trajectory as sealed. Just to make that distinction, like I'm predominantly talking sealed Pokemon card investing here. Sealed will do this over time. Yes, it might have a bit of this on the way, but if you look at the trend line, it's generally going that direction. Singles can be completely different. Singles is something you really got to time, so keep that in mind. But when we're talking sealed, people don't stress, or good investors won't stress about reprints or those monthly or weekly price fluctuations that I was talking about. What they'll focus on is making sure they buy the right set at the right time for the right price. If you do those three things, you can sit back, you can pop it away in the cupboard, and you can go, you know what? I bought the right set and I bought it at the right time and I got it for the right price and I couldn't have done any more. Therefore, I'm happy with my decision and I'm happy with wherever it goes. And I'm also happy to know that I can sit on diamond hands and sell it in 5 to 10 years, not try and offload it or make quick money in 6 months or 12 months, because that's what a good investor will do. Well, that just about sums up this video. Can't wait to bring out the next one to you guys. I'm Michael, this is Pokey Oz, and I'll catch everyone next time.